Hey, what's up? Whew. Hey, what's up? It's Aiden here, and today we're going to be talking about a little something a little bit different. I guess it was just kind of what came to mind, and I feel like that's kind of what I need to do is just take things that come to mind and extrapolate on them and discuss them, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So, today what I want to talk about is just generally where the idea of Studio Raphael came from. At the time when I had the idea, I'm not going to lie, I was just really sad. I just was in a space that I was sad and I was just not feeling good about my life. Where I was walking around downtown Vancouver, and I don't know if you've been around downtown Vancouver, but there's an issue there at the moment, and to me, it's an issue. To others, it might not be, but to me, it's an issue. And the issue that I saw was just more than anything, and I feel like this is something that's kind of spread across the world as well, is kind of we've created this space. We've almost created a world in which we've been told that you have to be either X, Y, or Z in order to make money, fit in, work, live, etc. And there's no real respect or appreciation for people's uniqueness. There's no space for people to just be themselves and to be appreciated for being themselves. And when I guess extrapolated on this and kind of dove further into my passion in music and art and creativity, I started to see more that the creative fields that I love and enjoy are also treated this way, and that people in the creative fields are also just kind of told that in order to make it in music, in order to make it in art, you have to do X, Y, and Z because it's just controlled by a very certain group of people. And I understand that tailors to a market, but it just didn't really tailor to me. And I was just sitting around and I was like, okay, well, I've interned at a music studio now, I've worked in a film studio, and I didn't find happiness there. I didn't feel fulfilled, and I didn't wake up excited to do what I did. And I guess that's when it just kind of started to hit me that I found a lot more peace and a lot more joy in the things that I did for others rather than just what I do for myself. And when I was working in a film studio and spending all day just by myself in a cold, dark room, which sure had nice equipment, but I was just alone and isolated for a lot of the day. I felt sad. I just felt sad, honestly. And and I always knew I wanted to be in a studio. I knew I wanted to be in a studio, but I didn't know what I wanted that studio to be. And I guess after being in the studio for a while, I got burnt out from being creative. I just got tired, and I started to explore more of life. And I started to explore other aspects of what it means to be human. And it was just about studying and learning about myself and who I am and what I share with people and what I want to share with people. And from there, I just kind of started to dive into this idea of, well, what if I was creating my own platform? What if I was creating a space for the people and the voices that I appreciate? What if I worked on a space that was all about sharing the voices and opinions of the people that I relate to? Because it's not about being self-centered, it's just about wanting to see change, wanting to feel change, and at the very least, if it doesn't come in others' lives, I want it to come in mine. And I just found a lot more peace in my life and a lot more joy in all the moments where I was more focused on how I could help others rather than how I could help myself. And I think sometimes in that I tend to fall into a bit of a martyr. I can be a bit of a martyr in that sense, but that's something I've had to work on. And through this process of exploring Studio Raphael and exploring myself and discovering what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do and what my goals are, I guess I found myself here.
SWB audio
I guess I found myself in
not
a very
registered.
beautiful studio space that I feel happy walking into, that I feel comfortable in, that I feel joyous in, that I feel respected in, because there's nobody in here other than me to disrespect me. And I just get to share and create and ideally work on something that positively affects other people as well and makes them feel good. It makes them feel hopeful, makes them want to contribute, and it makes you look at this and just feel something good. You know, for me, Studio Raphael is this exploration of creativity and what it means to be a creative being. What it means to have this creative mind and live in this creative world with this creative force and just be in existence. Like, I don't need to get into the existential side of things right now, but like when my mind dives deep into like why are we here and what is existence really, just the fact that we have this human body. First off, who thought of the human body? Like, that's crazy. We have these cells that regenerate. We have this interesting stomach organ system that works and makes our bodies function and takes nutrients, and it's like, it's so complex, and yet we're so caught up in just working that we forget just how incredible everything really is. So for me, this space, being here, doing this, sharing this, is all about exploring the beauty of life. It's about getting together and talking and discussing and getting creative and exploring and just being explorers of creativity. When I was walking around and when I was looking at the people and just seeing people who were sad because I felt like they weren't given the opportunity to be shown that they are unique rather than just not good enough to fit into the system. You know, it strikes a chord in me. It makes me feel a lot happier being in a space where I can create positive impact. And, you know, it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be overnight. It doesn't have to be any of these things, but at least I get to do it and I get to say it and I get to be here, and I'm grateful for that. And that's the important thing. You know, you go through so much in life and you realize that at the end of it all you have is gratitude. All you have is just being grateful for what you've got, because you can always want more, you can always have more, but where you are right now is the most important thing in the world. And just being grateful for where you are right now is the best practice to develop, because it shows you that you don't need anything more. Life is great exactly where you are, and if you can start where you are and you can find the uniqueness in who you are in this very moment, then you can follow that path and see where it takes you. So my goal here is to help you discover that uniqueness in you. My goal here is to say something or do something that gives you that aha moment, that just makes you realize, wow, I am so much more than this world keeps telling me. And if I can just accomplish that once, then that's incredible. If I can accomplish that again, that's even better. But, you know, I'm grateful for just being able to start right here and being able to make that impact in my life. Because I've spent a lot of time not being able to make that impact in my life and feeling guilty about my life, feeling guilty about who I am and what I'm doing here and all this stuff. You know, I've spent a lot of my life feeling guilty for being me, and I'm sure many people feel the same. But that's what Studio Raphael's about. Not feeling guilty anymore for being who we are. Not feeling sad for the way the world is, but instead just trying to make a difference, trying to be a change, and trying to say something or do something that impacts people positively. So the way I see it, Studio Raphael came from a stroke of inspiration when I was at my worst. When I was at rock bottom, when I felt like there was just nothing going for me, but I saw a void, I saw a space, and I saw something missing in the world that I knew only I could fulfill. And following that journey and following that path has been incredible, because over this past year, I've learned so much about myself, I've learned so much about people, I've learned so much about this process and the journey and life, and I've just found so much more ease in the way things go, and just trusting the process and being in the process and just living it and being in the good times, being in the bad times, but knowing and respecting that all of it is taking me to where I want to be. And for that, I'm just so grateful. So yeah, I hope that answers the question, if there was the question of where did Studio Raphael come from. I feel like this is kind of going to be the format of a lot of my videos, is just I kind of get like a stroke of something comes to me and I'm like, ooh, I should talk about that. And I guess that's probably how most content creators work, but it's like it's kind of new to me to step into a space where I'm taking my own ideas and extrapolating on them. And if I can find ways to inspire you to do the same, then I will. But yeah, if this is something that you enjoyed listening to, get engaged, subscribe, get involved in the comments, something. Ask a question. questions are great for me because they help me discover more of what you guys want to hear about. So the more I can hear of that, the better. And yeah, let's just keep discovering, let's keep exploring, and let's just keep being creative. So yeah, hope you're happy, hope you're healthy, stay safe, lots of love. And yeah, this is Aiden of Studio Raphael. We'll see you around. Take care.